If you're somebody who's looking to improve your strength and your hip range of motion and your hip mobility, and at the same time, maybe you're looking to learn how to deadlift without the risks of a traditional straight bar deadlift, this episode's for you. Hey guys, I'm Dr. Josh. Today's episode is going to be about learning how to deadlift so that you can prevent low back pain, improve your hip strength, but we're going to be using a hex bar. Now, the hex bar is obviously completely different than just a traditional straight bar. The straight bar is actually a great exercise, but it comes with a little bit more risks because it's a little bit, one, more difficult technically, and two, it requires a little bit more strength and a lot more hip mobility. So if you're somebody who's looking to gain that hip mobility and you don't yet have it, well, the hex bar will provide you with all the components of a deadlift, but without as many risks. So when it comes to doing the hex bar deadlift, we are going to show you some of the top things that you can do to learn how to do it from a beginner standpoint. Now, there are two different things that we got to focus on is the position of our bar. So we can see that these handle grips are upwards, but if we have these flipped over going this direction, just like this, we can see them that they're in the downward position. And if they are in the downward position, what you're going to notice is that you're going to need more hip mobility. So if you're newer, or maybe you're getting started, or maybe you're new to this, or maybe you just are a little bit less flexible, let's start with the top side. I like to start that way first. The hex bar is amazing because remember in our straight bar deadlift, what we talked about is that we really want to have good alignment. But if we see ourselves from the side here, right, just like in this position, we are grabbing our hands right here on this side of the actual grip. So our hands are going to be in alignment right here, just like this. So right here, it's very hard to mess this up. You just have to grab the middle of the bar and then your arm position, your arm, your elbow, your shoulder, and your neck are all in alignment. And as a result of that, that's going to prevent a lot more issues of rounding in the spine. One of the most important things when it comes to learning how to hex bar deadlift is the traditional hip hinge. Now we've talked about this in other videos, so if you don't know much about the hip hinge, make sure you go check that out because it's really, really important. But we don't want to just go kind of like bend our knees here. We want to stick our butt back and we want to maintain a nice, even spinal position, and the movement comes from our hips, right? That's actually the benefit of doing the hex bar deadlift or any type of hip hinge movement is we learn how to stabilize our spine, and we learn how to use mobility and power from this area, aka our hips, and as a result, we don't add as much pressure to the spine. We strengthen everything around it, but we don't cause injury to it. So the number one thing we want to do here is grab the bar, we want to sit our butt back, and we want to stay here. Okay, we don't want to be here, we don't want to be this direction, we want to use our power to go through the ground. And what you should think about, and in this case, is instead of kind of pulling the weight up, I want you to push yourself through the ground. So I want you to push your feet through the bottom of the ground in order to raise the rate or the weight up. So it'll look like this, just from the side, come in and up. And up, just like that. One major mistake that a lot of people make when it comes to any type of deadlift, specifically any deadlift that requires a bar, is that we call weight clapping. So I have some very snug weights on here and stuff like that, but sometimes when you pick up a weight too quick or too fast, you'll hear a cling cling or a clap clap. The first clap is usually the metal bar here hitting up against the rim of the weight on the inside there. So when you want to do, or what you would like to do in this case, is actually pull out the tension in the bar. What does that mean? Of course, the bar doesn't necessarily bend much, but we want to take tension out of the bar. So what we want to do is get a little bit of a preload. So just like if we were going to lift a suitcase, we wouldn't just like pull it like this. We'd pull the tight handle all the way tight, and then we'd lift up the heavy suitcase, right? Same thing is here, right? We're gonna pull this direction, we're gonna pull up, and we're gonna take the tension out of the bar, so I'm almost kind of really loaded, and I'm gonna push through the ground. And when I push through the ground here, you're going to have the weight come up. Good. So as you can see, the hex bar deadlift is actually my favorite type of deadlift, and it's actually a great one. It is very easy to do. It's really kind of hard to mess up, but if you do have more strength, more power, more mobility, as I said before, you can always flip that over. But you really want to focus on making sure your hips are warm prior to this activity and making sure that you're really powering through the ground and through your hips. Remember, when it comes to all types of deadlifts, you really don't want to use your spine at all. You want to use your hips and your legs to generate the power and the mobility to go up, at the same time stabilizing your lower back. If you're somebody who's looking to improve their low back pain, maybe you're looking to improve your strength and your mobility, make sure you download our lower back pain relief guide. This back pain relief guide has all the exercises that are necessary to help you not only get out of pain, but start to improve your posture, your strength, and your mobility, all within your spine and your hips. If you found this video helpful, make sure you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any more videos.